YouTube, we are back with Swing Notebook episode 4, and this week we have much better energy than last week because we had a better batting average. And doing this Swing Notebook is going to be significantly better for my mental health when we have a good batting average than when we have a bad one. We didn't have a bad one last week; it was just bad compared to what I wanted, and it wasn't high enough to make up for the feel of the swing. And for me, having a good feel of the swing is more almost important than the result of the swing, because if you have a good feel and a good approach, the result usually takes care of itself. Otherwise, you just kind of have that luck. And when you have a bad feel and a good result, it will come crashing down on you. Trust me, you will be humbled in this sport of softball. I have been humbled many times before. But we went in with the approach of working on that posture. Same thing we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. And I messaged Tyler Irvine asking for a bunch of tips and everything. And one of the funniest things, not funniest, but smartest things that he said was rinse and repeat. High T, rinse and repeat. Posture, rinse and repeat. And I am notorious for loving variation in my drills and my training and everything that I do at the gym. But there is a part of this sport that is just, and any sports and any skill that you want to get good at, is rinsing and repeating, doing the same thing over and over again. I've related to like when you're trying to break out of a bad habit, right? Like let's say it's fixing your diet. You're going to fall into old traps, right? Like you're going to fall into bad habits. It's not just, I'm going to fix my diet and then you're 100% perfect from that point forward. If that was the case, all of us would have 12 packs, all of us would be in perfect shape, none of us would ever eat any bad food, and we just know that's not the case, right? So the goal when you're trying to change a habit is to fall into your bad habits less and less often. And that's what I've been finding as I've drilled this stuff more, is just falling into the skill well a little bit less, falling into that collapsed posture a little bit less. But we had a good week on the sticks. We are headed to Vegas this weekend, so I'm excited to get you guys some swings outdoors. We have dome ball on Wednesday, we have dome ball or HitTrax on Thursday, then we fly to Vegas on Friday. We'll do some Vegas BP, and then we will do games Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm playing both co-ed and men's down there, so it should be pretty fun. This past week, I caught a little bit of the cold. That's why we're in the scrunchie here, to stay warm and make sure we are ready for Vegas. But we had Thanksgiving, so we did not have HitTrax on Thanksgiving, but we did have dome ball on Wednesday, which are these swings here, and then we had HitTrax on Friday, and HitTrax on Friday was electric. I'll talk about that a little bit more, but we were 7 for 8 in dome ball. Swing was feeling really good. We showed up late to the first game, so as soon as I got there, I had to hop in. That's why I'm not wearing my jersey on this first swing, but maybe I should show up late a little bit more often because I love this swing. The posture here, gonna go get that outside ball. As soon as I walked into the dome, we were playing, so it was like bang, bang, and that ball was just freaking annihilated out to that right center gap. I mean, it was almost right field. I waited on that ball so long, smacked it over. That was a good start. And then we put the jersey on, and put the jersey on, you perform. Man, this was my favorite swing of the week for sure. I cut a dome ball. If you guys have ever swung one of these squishy dome balls, you know how hard it is to cut and how perfect it is. You like how perfect the swing has to be to actually cut it and get that ball to rise. Otherwise, it deforms because it's like a squishy, mushy ball. And this one cut, burnt that left fielder, hit off that back of that dome on a line. That ball was smacked. That's my favorite swing of the week. That is the swing highlight right there. Keeping the hands above the ball, not collapsing that posture. Collapsing just a tiny bit to go get that ball, but I want to be adaptable while being consistent. I don't want to just throw away all of the adaptability that comes with a swing, but swinging with that bat head down, staying tall, and having room to do so because I didn't collapse before the swing. So that was really nice. Smack this ball into left center here. I think I had a triple on this one. Look at these wheels right here. The boy is cooking around these base paths. Efforts will never be my problem. Smack this ball. This is the one. This is the out that I wish I had back. I was pitched really far inside. It was short and inside and rolled this ball over. I think there was like 2 people on or 1 person on and we were down by 2. So I was like, okay, unlimited home runs in this league. Try to hit this ball as a home run instead of sticking with that cut approach. And you can see I dip that shoulder just a little bit and go over top of the ball with this strong top hand that I've been having recently. It's been leading to more of those, but also when I hit the ball, it's so much better. So I don't want to get rid of that tall top hand. I just want to trust the cut and not feel like I have to lift that ball, because with that top hand right now, usually that bottom hand takes over. If I try to lift, the bottom hand just flares it and it gets elevation. Right now, since that hand's not taking over, that top hand is staying through with it and it's rolling over instead of cutting that ball down and releasing that barrel, and the ball kind of just stuck. It's also tough to do on that pitch. Like, I'm not trying to give myself an out, but cutting the super low and inside pitch with this dome ball, this would have been a much better swing outdoors where that ball gets cut down that line, and I actually probably would have been pretty happy with that swing outdoors. Save a home run, pepper a ball down the line, something that I struggle to do outdoors anyways. But with the dome ball, just not the swing to have there on that pitch. I should have cut it a little bit more and seen if we could got it over that third baseman, but got her out there, tried to sprint to the one, got caught. Hit this ball again, trying to do the same thing. I was trying to hit a little bit more middle and cut that ball, but I got caught with my hands low and kind of rolled over. Just missed that ball. That's just a miss. But this is why I talk about shooting middle spots right here, because you see this in the conference all the time. You try to hit a cut ball through that middle, but if you roll it over, nobody's there, right? Like that ball goes straight through that spot. It was a massive gap. Try to keep that ball low anyway, so it kind of worked. But nobody on first, so I didn't have to worry about hitting in a double play. I just got to beat that ball out, and there we did that. This ball hit the dome. This was the one I probably missed the most. This was a right center pitch all day. Just didn't get the barrel. I handled it just a little bit. Stayed nice and tall. It was a good pitch. It was a little bit deep, but which I think is why I was a little bit late to it. I was thinking it wasn't as deep as it was, and I had to like try to catch up. But this ball hit the dome. It probably would have been a home run outside, but for a dome ball, that ball should have been just cut through that gap. That was too good of a pitch to waste like that. Then we get back to our left center swing here. Get that ball, home run there. Cut that ball through the gap for a double, and then we get the HitTrax. HitTrax this week was electric. This was probably my funnest week of HitTrax, most stressful week of HitTrax for sure. I was catching a little bit of flu, so wasn't feeling amazing, but twice during this tournament, we have 5 games, you play a round robin, top record at the end of the night wins it. We ended up winning, it ended up going 5-0, but 2 games, we were down 10 runs or more in the bottom of the 7th inning. One game we were down 14 runs with 4 bombs left, and we ended up scoring 16 to win it. And the second game we were down 12, and we ended up scoring like 13 to win it. And I think we only had like 2 bombs in that 13-run game, so 13-run inning. So that was pretty electric. Obviously, don't want to always wait for the 7th inning to go, but it was cool to clutch up and be able to get after it. But we were 29 for 34. We batted .853. With the way the body was feeling pretty shitty, I was feeling like just not totally present, but the swing was there. This was for sure a 900 average weekend that we should have shot for, and I think we let that drop just a little bit. We were swinging hard balls with U-trip bats here, but we were driving that ball again. Better posture. Again, dipping just a little bit, but swinging at better pitches. I really made it an emphasis to try and not swing at low pitches. Again, we fell into that well a couple times on these swings, but doing a better job at swinging at higher pitches and driving through dip a little bit. But even a little bit of a dip is not as bad as a massive dip. And as long as I'm not massively dipping, I am strong enough to cut these balls through the gap, and that ball was annihilated. I hit a ball 412 feet to HitTrax this weekend. This is one of my favorite swings that I've been developing. That inside pitch. We're dipping to create space here. So this is a little bit of a different swing, and this is not a cop out to like talk about you're not messing up. Like I will be completely honest when I'm messing up, but this is an inside pitch that I'm dipping to create space for the hands. So if I don't create space for the hands, I'm going to jam myself and like have to cut it here or open up. You create space by going pull side here. They were playing pull side. We had no home runs left. I was trying to go right side middle, and I've been loving the swing of creating the space with the hands and then like slicing it that way. And this swing has been, I've seen it a couple times out of conference, guys, but this is one of my nastiest swings I have, and I'm hoping to bring this one to Vegas. And we only have 2 home runs in Vegas, so we're going to have to dial in a little bit. Same thing here, high inside pitch. Create the space with the hands, leg that barrel, and then snap it through at the end. My push side swing, I have been feeling pretty confident with that push side swing. This is where I'm talking about. This is not trying to create that space. This is hitting that home run and missing on that short ball like a dummy, and you kind of flare out. And we did hit a home run on this one, but this is not a swing you want to live and die by. This is like the 30 launch angle home run that if it's a bad windy day or you miss it even a little bit, it turns into like an infield or outfield pop fly instead of a drive into a gap, and then if it goes, it goes. That's not the swing I want to live and die by. Same thing here, reaching a little bit for the ball, falling into those bad habits a little bit more, but again, they were few and far between this week, dipping to go get that ball. Kept it nice and low, which is nice. Like this was a good result, but again, not the swing that we want to live and die by. Then we get back to it. This is the swing we want. Create the space, stay tall, push that ball over. Obviously, you can push the outside balls too, but I've been feeling really confident with this inside ball pitch, smacking that ball on a line in the right center, right off the fence. Ooh, that's a sexy swing. This is a home run swing. I was giving the monster bat the swing. I was just trying to daddy hack here, and that bat feels fire. Same thing with the monster bat here, drilling this ball in the right center. I think both those swings I took with the monster bat were like 108. That bat is sexy. It's an M11. It was the first time swinging that bat. Kept that ball low, then drive it over top. This one was pretty dirty. That one went like right over the pitching net to right center. That's my right middle spot. Even if the right middle guy is playing there, that's going over his head. That's a fun swing. Right center there, smacking that ball. This is a good swing. I like this one. Stay tall on the ball, go nice and through, keep that ball low. Probably a little bit more shortstop than I would have liked, but it got through that middle spot that I was shooting for. And again, just trying to do what I want with the ball. Woo! Yeah, man. This is a swing I'm going to bring out in Vegas. I'm telling you. On that inside pitch, creating space, smacking that ball. I got to simplify outdoors like I simplify in HitTrax. Home run swing. I think it's one of the games we're down. Home run swing. That's different. That's different. That's probably one of the 400-foot bombs right there. That ball's mashed. Ooh, there you go. Dipped a little bit to create space on that high inside pitch. I was trying to work on some high inside pitches just because it's something I struggle with. And again, I would preferably trigger a little bit earlier and go towards that left side net over here and like actually pull the ball, but I really wanted to challenge myself on some of these swings, especially in the games that we were up. But I was happy I got my hands to that ball, and I was doing a good job at getting my hands to the inside ball, which is one I usually struggle at if I'm not pushing. Flare off, home run there, home run there. Oh, see, this is the rollover swing. I do a nice job of staying. I dip a little bit. I wonder if I was trying to hit a home run there or what I was doing. There was a couple swings I know of the couple times that I got out where I got in my head of like, I'm going to pull this ball. And then it was like a ball that I triggered late to push and just turn into a sloppy swing. But that's definitely a rollover swing here. Bat head rolls right over that ball, throws it in the ground. It probably got through just because I got lucky a lot of times. That one was not good. Staying tall. I know I'm not staying tall. I'm creating the space here. That's probably not a swing I totally love. I was probably trying to hit a bomb there on that inside pitch, but again, not a swing I want to live with. But that ball is there we go. Getting back to it there. Staying on top. Challenge myself with that inside pitch. Drilling for a double there. That ball was smacked. That's a good one. I like that. There you go. Get that ball in the right center. Create that space. Smack that ball over there. See, this is scary to be a pitcher. Look at this. Follow my mouse right above my head here. Look where this ball goes. Right above that pitcher's net. That ball. I think that ball was smacked at like 105 too. If I can get this swing down to Vegas with 2 home runs, that's a killer swing. No pitcher gets killed. Maybe they pee their pants a little bit. You get on 2, driving some runs. There we go. Stay nice and tall on this one, leg in the bat behind. That's another favorite swing of the weekend. That's the one that we want to continue to work on. And I'm doing a really good job with the deep, high pitches of doing that. I just got to stay more with that posture on even on those lower pitches. Not really sure why I have Frankie in here. Frankie's our leadoff batter. He's our golfer of the tournament. He just gets the ball in the gap. He bats like 800 without hitting home runs and sets the table. But can't really remember why I put him in that video. But this swing, this was the last swing of the first game. We were out of home runs. I was trying to Judy a ball over there and just completely whiffed. Do not do this at home, kids. That is not a good swing. That was the only out of the first game. That was tragic. Smack this ball. Smacked. I think we just started needing home runs towards the end of this game. We were hitting some. Again, when I get to my home run swing, this is something I will continue to drill in my head, not falling into these bad habits, but not playing the game of HitTrax. Like, I know I can dip and just skadoosh a ball in HitTrax, and I should challenge myself better to, when we need a home run, still cut the home run. Don't just live the home run. I just get so competitive in HitTrax that I just want to win. Because see, this is probably also a home run, but I cut the home run, right? See how the hands are high, drilling that ball, and if it's not a home run, then it's a line drive in the gap, and it's not like a huge launch angle compared to this swing. Again, lower pitch, right? So trying to create launch angle on a lower pitch, but come down and go get that ball underneath it and drive it up instead of scooping it like this swing. So this swing is a scoop swing, hitting a home run, same exact result. This swing is a drive swing, same exact result, right? So I can do it both ways. I just got to do a better job of sticking and committing to the bit. Oh, that's a good swing. Oh, yeah. Shoulder above the ball, bat going down, push side, right center gap. Ooh, that's where we want to live and die. And then the last swing of the tournament here. Oh, I think we had this one and we had another one. Cutting that ball, nice. I'm a little bit early and like reaching for that ball, but I was trying to pull off to not hit a home run on this one. I think I end up hitting a home run, which is unfortunate just because these balls were so hard. I think like everything I was hitting was like 108, 105. Like these balls were skidoo. So anything of any elevation comments, yeah, you hit them. Wow, hear that, listen to that. That's when you know you hit a ball good. Wow. Somebody else is saying that for you. Oh, see, this is the one that I missed. So I don't think that last one was a home run because I think I hit 3 home runs in this game. But this one, I was trying to go right center, dip a little bit too much. Instead of driving that ball, I'm scooping that ball, and that's an accidental 400-foot bomb. It's smacked. That ball is for sure smacked, but that is not what I'm trying to do with that ball. Staying good, stacked. I like this stack. Now just trust the hands, drive it. You can still create space and drive and go down on the ball rather than scooching. Boop, 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 got my hands underneath. The only way the bat can go to match that barrel. I have been enjoying how adaptable I've been to getting the barrel to the ball. I'm not missing barrel there very many times. I've hit barrel more times than I have ever. My average exit velos are way up from last year. Like always, my max exit velos would be good, but now my average exit velos are almost matching my max, which is pretty sick to watch because that means I'm not missing barrel. Now I just now want to not miss barrel and do what I want with the ball rather than just hitting it really hard. But that's a big. And then our mic cut out accidentally, so that the voice is not going to match this over, but we are figuring out these last couple swings, and I'm talking about posture here, right, and triggering when I trigger on the ball. And right here, what you're seeing is I'm triggering a little bit too early on this ball. I'm floating a little bit far forward for my liking. I had a little bit of rewind issues here, but the goal is to stay stacked in this position when the ball is where I end up finishing up. So here, we'll wait for this camera to sort itself out. But yeah, what I want to show here is staying this position where I am right now, holding that position and not triggering as early as I was triggering before. So when I start to trigger, I'm triggering too early, and then I can't come down on the ball because I'm not staying stacked anymore. I'm already too far forward, and I just have to wait for that ball to get a little bit deeper when it starts to crescendo, like when it starts to come down. See, I'm triggering when it's still going up instead of waiting for its peak and trusting my hands and then triggering super late. I have fast hands. I'm able to do it. I just got to be able to trust myself to do it and not trigger too early. I get a little bit too rushed on this one, and that's why that ball is elevated to the frickin' moon. And I think it's just little small switches like that, and I'll work that peacock drill, but this is why we do that swing notebook, to kind of think about those things and do those things. So that's kind of a cool little unlock for myself, is just wait a little bit longer and go from there. But we will be in Vegas this weekend. I'm excited to get you guys some outdoor swings and see what the swing looks like with real competition and not hitting against the computer. So appreciate you guys watching. Rinse and repeat. Keep chopping wood.